What's up, guys? Let's see. All right, good morning, guys. Today is Tuesday, December 5th. Uh, Currently, watch for this gold buy. So I'm not in it yet. I'm waiting for an entry on the 1 minute, but for y'all who do just a second. Yeah, so for anyone who enters trades on impulse, the gold buy, you see it came to the momentum area and then it tapped in. Also, I may pause this real quick to pick a call, but yeah. So for anyone who enters, for me personally, I'll go to the 1 minute time frame and look for a 1 minute momentum entry. But looking at the biases, US 30 bullish, gold bullish, EU bearish as of yesterday. Let me pick up this call real quick. All right. Sorry about that. Let's see. So for this gold, and this is why these momentums are tricky. There are times when if you enter on impulse, so same thing I always say for like the SARs, it's better to wait for that confirmation. But right now, for this one, if you did take it on impulse, of course, it would have been stopped out. But what I'm looking for right here is now on the 1 minute time frame. I need a valid momentum buy. So you can see this is something like this, but it has to be valid, meaning that it shouldn't be the lowest candle of the move. The previous 1 to 3 candles should have rejected off of an SAR. So with this one, with the momentum strategy, if you go down to the 1 minute time frame, since you're trading the momentum strategy, then you do need to extend on the SARs on the 1 minute or the 5 minute, because the momentum strategy is different from the SAR strategy. So I'm still looking for this entry right here. I'm expecting if gold comes back up, should pick up liquidity around 2022 and push up. But for anyone who took it on impulse, of course, would have been stopped out. US 30, so US 30 bullish. Nothing on the 15-minute zones are the blue zone. So you can see we are so far away from price. The 30-minute zones are the green zones. So again, we are far away from anything meaningful for US 30. So I'm not sure we're going to get a US 30 trade. Gold, this is this zone that gold currently is right now. We don't have a 30-minute zone. We have a 15-minute zone that's right here. So we can possibly be getting a test and rejection, but we would have to wait for 26 minutes. Also, just to remind you guys, I am still stacking up sales on NAS. I'm in drawdown right now, only $90, and it's a 250K account. So that's nothing. But I'll be stacking up sales on NAS. So actually, I would want NAS to go higher so that I get more sales in for NAS. So gold, so it's either that one. So right now I'll leave it on the 1 minute time frame. But for for us to get the 1 minute time frame, the 1 minute entry, we need a 1 minute SAR to be created. So I'll leave gold on the 1 minute time frame for now. EU, I just did this markups this morning. So the amber zones are 15-minute zones. Amber zones are 15-minute zones. The red zones are 30-minute zones. So I do see some rejection here on the 30-minute zone. So this is a test and rejection entry on the 30-minute time frame. However, of course, entry is overextended, so we would need to wait for a retracement. So this is 15 pips stop loss, 30 pips TP. So here, this is the 30-minute zone that's right here. This is a 30-minute zone. So for me, red flag is overextension. So since I'm not entering the trade on impulse, I need to know at what area would somebody who entered the trade, regardless of overextension, be at a 1:1 risk to reward. So this person would already be at a 1:1 if they took 15 pips. That's interesting. Why does it look shorter? Oh, wait. Give me 1 second. I need to do interesting. I thought just a second. Yes, I haven't traded EU in a minute. Profit is 330 pips. Stop loss is 15 pips. Save as EU save. All right. Yeah, so anybody who took this trade on impulse, regardless of overextension, would be at a 1:1 risk to reward. So for me, who was waiting for EU to do something like this, there's no need for me to do that because I would be looking to enter a trade where somebody is already at break even. So at this point, I just go ahead and delete this EU trade and then I wait for a new setup. So on the 15-minute, we might get something. No, so nothing on the 15-minute. So yeah, so the only thing, probably this gold momentum buy on the 1 minute time frame that's based on this. So this one, of course, red flag, market open, And also personally, I don't enter in on impulse. There are days when if you enter in on impulse, it reverses and goes into like ideally profit. But entering trades on impulse, anytime I start doing impulse entries, I find myself going back to the habit of FOMOing. So I'm not gonna risk that just because of trying to make like some profit. So the trade I'm looking to get into on the 1 minute on gold is that particular setup right there. When we go to the higher time frames, on the 1 hour, there's nothing on US 30. On the 1 hour, nothing on gold for a buy. I haven't done EU markups on the hourly or 4-hour time frame, but for example, here I can see this was a test and rejection entry. Also, this I should do sells since bias changed for EU. Let's go to the 4-hour real quick. So since price hasn't been here, nothing on the 4-hour for US 30, nothing on the 4-hour for gold. 4-hour for EU had a nice break and continuation. So break continuation. This was a nice entry earlier, but of course it came at what, 9 a.m. So this was a break and continuation entry on EU.
Took the sell on EU, but on the 5 minute before open. I what I've been doing is just trying to use price action more in market structure.
Mm-hmm.
So being that it's been creating lower lows since Asia pretty much, I just waited until I got a double closure at least after 9 o'clock and I got it. So on the 5 minute.
Yeah. Yep. If you've back tested it and it works, right, that's what matters. Daily time frame. So I'm looking for momentum entries, nothing on the daily for US 30. 4-hour, no entry on the 4-hour time frame. All these buys are invalid. On the 1-hour time frame, this is a valid. Wait. Since I'm going to the lower time frame, I apply the moving average filter. Yeah, there's no valid sells on US 30. 1 hour. Okay. I need 1 minute SAR so that I can trade gold. What else did I say we were waiting on for 30 minutes? I think it was, I forget what that was. Okay, gold on the hourly time frame, momentum buy. So that's the one we are looking to catch on the way back up. If I do this filter moving average. Yeah, this one right here. Momentum sells. No momentum sells. This 4 hours invalid. No valid sell on the 4-hour there. And then we go on the daily time frame. Daily time frame. This buy is a valid buy on gold. So this momentum buy, it's a valid buy. So 2034. So if gold comes, so I'll just set an alert for myself at 2034. And then I'll do daily buy momentum. So if gold comes back to 2034, it's, which for me actually want gold to reverse back up. I know it did create a daily SAR, but I don't want, because when gold gets here, I'll stack. If gold closes below this sell, I'll start stacking up on sells. But what I don't like is this whole range, because even with small lots, you don't want such a big range before an SAR is created. So this is like this would be like $150 move, 150 pip point, whatever move. So I really don't want a daily candle to close below here. So I'd want gold to come to this zone, reverse back up, keep buying, and then reverse and create like a sell SAR at like 2120 or 2100. So that way, since I'll be stacking up a lot of sales, even though they're small lot sizes, even though gold wants to retrace to 2140, I know I can survive. But if I stack up sales at 1998 and gold reverses like to 2100, even with small lot sizes, that's a tricky range for you to survive. But yeah, gold does have a valid buy momentum on the daily here. Of course, on the daily, we don't care whether price is above or below the moving average. But all the other two requirements have to be met. This sell is invalid. There was no rejection off of an SAR. So the only momentum we have on gold on the daily and on gold on the hourly time frame. Yeah, so we'll see what we get here. So it's either going to be this gold buy based off of the 1 hour momentum, or the gold buy based off of test and rejection here, and it doesn't seem like we might get that. So today, the only trade I do see myself taking is gold. If I don't get that trade, I haven't traded the whole of December. So I haven't traded yesterday. I didn't trade today. I haven't traded. So the only trade I'll probably get is this gold entry. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll probably have to step off in 15, 16 minutes. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. So in the meantime, we'll just wait to see if this gold trade comes in. Also, unfortunately, last month was the first losing month overall. So last month, unfortunately, had like a -2% loss. So it's nothing major, given that every other month since I started this community has been a winning month. But unfortunately, November was the first overall losing month. So haven't taken any personal trades or even official trades for December. So we'll just see how December comes in. I need a sell on Bitcoin. Yeah, it's still fine. I'm still doing buys, but it's too much. This push is too far. All right, there goes that SAR. So now we need a buy momentum anywhere after here, anywhere around this zone. So we'll just wait for that to come in. Yeah, but if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. So for the EA, I need to correct. If you guys remember, there's those bugs that I had posted on Friday evening. It's not really a bug. So if you're deploying a product to the MQL5 market, they have their own validations that they need to do. So the EA doesn't have a bug per se, but there's a specific way they check the logic of your code. Their argument is that if the code is mishandling some of these errors they identify, that it can lead to losses for people. Because what they do once you, so for example, here you can see that I completed registration and seller status. I uploaded the logo for the EA. I uploaded the description for the EA. I uploaded screenshots for the EA. and then I uploaded the actual EA file. So once you upload the actual EA file, they normally run through. So ideally like a strategy tester, like backtester. And if they find it's not meeting some of their validations, then they give you results for that and you have to fix that. So you can see here, it say, before any product is published in the market, it must undergo compulsory preliminary checks. As a small error in the expert or indicator logic can cause losses on the trading account. That is why we've developed a series of basic checks to ensure the required quality level of the market products. So yeah, it's not a lot of things they identified. So currently that's what we are trying to review. So I set up the Google Classroom environment. I set up all the recordings of how to use the EA. So right now I just need this last part completed or fixed. And then afterwards, I'll just republish it and hopefully they don't find any errors. So long as the product is going to be live in the market, then the other item is just for me to tell you guys the EA is live. So right now, just that last minor thing that last minor thing that has to be taken care of. All right, so we'll see. I wish we had like a buy, like a SAR here. Let's see if we get a buy. But I'll be cautious if a buy comes up here because of this huge candle. So I would want gold to come back here to 2017 and then get back up.
Isn't
So
that close to where your buy momentum is that you was mentioning?
yeah, but I don't enter on impulse. If you guys enter on impulse, that's fine. But yeah, so I do expect it to go up. But so if anybody who entered on impulse manipulated and price comes back up. But for me, I need a 1 minute. If I don't get it, that's fine. But even if it comes here, the red flag is this huge candle right here. So for example, here, if anything, I would maybe for the people who do like fair value gaps, I don't know, this is a fair value gap right here. But if I get a buy here, I'm not taking it. It's a red flag, this huge candle right here. So actually, I would want gold to come back down here and give me that buy. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. So I can't really do anything about that. But I also do know that there's this 15. So in the 15, if I don't get that 1 minute entry, we have a test and rejection, right? The test and rejection that I'd identified. So this is a possible test and rejection buy. So we have like 11 minutes for that to materialize. So if I don't get the 1 minute entry, what I'll do, I'll just wait for gold to come back here, which if it doesn't, again, that's fine. So what I would expect is for gold to do this, then this. But you can see we have a lot of bullishness in the market. So I'll go back to the 1 minute. So actually, I don't want this 1 minute to validate because I already have a 15-minute setup that's safer. But I would want gold to come back. So this is based off of this hourly. So this is the importance, right? Importance of one reason why I do not like trading before New York. So I could have taken that momentum, gotten stopped out, and then gold comes back in my favor. So seeing some of these market patterns, like replay and replay again, it just reestablishes that mentality of mine that, for me, and I don't know, right? People are different. But for me, every time I've traded, not every time, but when I used to trade anytime pre-New York, I would start off in losses. But if I start off in losses after New York, I'm more likely to recover my profits as opposed to if I start off in losses pre-New York. But anyway, let's see where this buy will fire up right here. But trust me, gold is going to come back down. So this huge push right here, this right here, I see it's an automatic red flag. It's an I've taken, even without the momentum strategy, I've taken losses. We'll probably taken losses on the live session trading such a thing where, so even with the SAR strategy, if I was looking to trade a live SAR, and I'm guessing here maybe there is a live SAR that validated. I know we're not trading the SAR strategy, but if there's a live SAR that validated, let's see, hopefully there is. Okay, so let's assume there was a live SAR right here. There are times we've taken such a trade, so it's a valid trade break continuation. There are times we've taken such a trade and you get automatically stopped and gold comes back to the beginning of that huge bullish candle. So that's the same idea even with the momentum strategy. If I see big candles like that, I would rather go back to a higher time frame and forget about that 1 minute entry. But I'm 90% positive gold will come back here, possibly this, come back here, give the buy momentum, which I'll take, and then do this. But by then, probably the 15-minute entry will have validated. So with that push, so I'm still in my EU, I'm sorry, NAS. So this is a new scanner. Oh, let me go over this new scanner real quick. I'm still in my NAS cells. So you can see I'm still in my NAS cells. So currently, so when we started this live call, I was down about 100. Now I'm only down like 300. Again, it's a 200K account. But the thought process here, so NAS, I don't trade NAS actually, but I did see this as a valid opportunity. So the bias on NAS would have switched from bullish to bearish close of day yesterday. So with that small lot strategy, the first few days after a bias change, especially the first day, that's when it gives you high probabilities for stacking up on trades in that direction. But you don't want to get into huge lot sizes, because as much as a trend or bias has shifted from one side to the other, it doesn't mean that price is automatically going to go in that direction. What the SAR tells you is that with a high degree of probability in the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but at the very least in the next week, X instrument is going to go bullish or bearish. So here I'm stacking small lot sizes that can survive even this move right here. So if NAS wanted to come to 16,200, which I think is the all-time high, I'll probably be like minus 1,000 on a 200K, and that's nothing on a 200K account. So, and then I would stack more cells here, possibly even manually, and then ride price down this way. So that's the idea behind the small lot strategy, is that you already know that a certain instrument is going to go in this direction, but you can do the SAR, you can do the live trades with me, but right, with some of these live trades, your stop loss is so little, and sometimes you're going for like 1%, 0% risk per trade. So here, if I were to calculate, maybe I'm risking 0.01% per trade, I'm not sure, or 0.02. Okay, now for this indicator scans the market. And when we do have the EA, or if you guys have other EAs, how you read this is whatever you have the instrument, you have the time frame. So this signals here, the everything in green or red is dictated by the time frame. So you can see time frame here is daily. So if I move here to the 4 hour, the time frame will change to the 4 hour. Just give it a second. Since it's a huge indicator, it takes a while. So if you divide this 240, if you divide 240 by 60, this is 4 hours, 240 minutes. And then you have the moving average. You can change this moving average if you want. I do not recommend it, but if you do find that you're getting better results with a different moving average. By default, it comes with a 9 EMA. That's what I found works. Then how to read the buy and sell column. So for example, let's go back here to NAS on the daily. NAS on the daily, it says sell 1. So it means NAS has been selling for 1 day. So even when I do release my EA, or if you guys have other EAs out there and you trade trends like I do, you want to start either stacking sells or doing sells only or buys only, whatever, when the indicator is telling you like a low digit, like 1, 2. So because remember, after an SAR closes, the first day gives you the highest probability of getting into the most optimal trades. Now, another example is odd CHF. Odd CHF is saying sell 0. What 0 means is that the S price, that candle on whatever time frame you're looking at, is possibly going to close below that SAR. So if we go to odd CHF, what I do expect if I go to the odd CHF chart on the daily time frame is that there'll be a sell SAR, and the daily candle, today's daily candle, is below the sell SAR. It hasn't closed. So 0 means it hasn't closed, but it's either below or above, depending on if you're looking for a buy or sell. So if I go to odd CHF here, and also it also, for most of these instruments, they're coded towards or under. So if you're using FXM, FXCM, capital.com, your results might be different. So here you go. Odd CHF is closing below the sell SAR, but hasn't closed just as of yet. So that's why it's saying sell 0. Now, the thought process here again is, if I was using an EA, you want to be on the lookout for the items that tell you 0, so that on the open of a new daily candle, you then go to on the open of a new daily candle, you then go to that instrument and see if actually that daily candle close, or whatever candle you're using to give you directional trends. If you see that candle actually close. So tomorrow, if I was looking to now do sales only on odd CHF starting tomorrow, I would come here after the close of today's daily candle. And then if the daily candle closes below this sell SAR, you know what odd CHF is going to read? Sell 1. So that's my trigger. That's what I did with NAS yesterday. That's my trigger to either stack up manually with indicators, whatever, stack up sells or whatever. But if I was using an EA, then I turn on my EA to sells only on odd CHF. That's the basics of how to interpret that. The SAR is the price point. So you see this red and green labels. These red and green labels give you the price point of the buy or sell SARs. Okay, let me give you a better example. So you see here on the daily time frame on gold, it says it gives you an entry up and entry down. So the entry up is the buy SAR on gold. So if we go, for example, right here on gold, because you can use this ones to also show you where you can put your stop loss. Excuse me. Just wait for it to load. So gold, there, you see that manipulation? Okay. Now here, the 15-minute candle is about to close. I would rather take the 15-minute entry as opposed to the 1-minute entry. So here, forget about the one. I'm not in the trade yet. So forget the 1-minute entry right now, or this entry right now, because at this point you have the 15-minute entry. That happens so fast. Okay, the difference is 7. So this is what I'll do. Personally, what I'll do, since it took off pretty quickly, I would have taken that, but it is what it is. Because the distance wasn't that far from the SAR zone. 2017.4, 2016.7. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll wait for gold, since price just spiked real fast. So what I'll do here, I would want price to come back for me first before giving this person a 1:1. But if you guys are already in the buy, for me it just happens so quickly. But if you guys are already in the buy, then I hope it gives you the 1:1. But since I didn't get a chance, I would have taken it because the entry relative to the SAR zone wasn't that huge. But since I already didn't take that, I'll wait for a retracement. So here, I would want for price to come back and fill me in on the 1 minute time frame, test the zone, and then I go down to the 1 minute time frame and find now a live 1 minute SAR entry before it gives this person a 1:1 risk to reward. But if you guys are already in that trade, so that's a valid test and rejection entry. It happened. I think you guys saw that in the last minute when price just spiked up or spiked down. Excuse me. I don't think it's gonna come back down. But anyway, if you guys are already in that trade, hope it goes into profit for y'all. I'll just go back to this one real quick. Okay, so we are talking about the entry up and entry down. So entry up is the green SAR, so the most recent green SAR. Entry up is the most green SAR, so it says 1984.4592. So it's this area. Entry down is the most recent sell SAR, so 1998.45. So there you go, around this place. 1998, so it should be 1998 or whatnot. So if you were taking a if you're taking, for example, I think if you're taking a buy, because you'd have to use them opposite. So if you're taking a buy here, because gold is still bullish, right? So remember, SAR means stop and reverse. So gold is still bullish here. So if gold does come to the entry down at 1998.45637, it can reverse back up. It can do this. So with that thought process in mind, you can take the buy here and then put your stop loss below this entry up. So below 1984 point whatever that is. So this would give you like a what is it, 70 pip, whatever. So it's 1998. I normally tell you guys I'm terrible at math. 1998 to 1981. So that is, geez, that's a lot. So that's an 180 pip. 180 pip stop loss. So this can be swing trading for you, right? So you can do this on the daily time frame. So if it's giving you, let's just do this as 150 in order to have even numbers. 15,000. So this would be 30,000. So that's a 300 pip move. So you can use this for swing. You can use this for swing trading, right? So if you're playing the stop and reverse game such that if price comes to whatever the most recent SAR is, in this case, it's a sell SAR and it's the entry down. So you can even do like a pending order here. So you can do a pending order, pending buy, but you'd have to, you be careful with those pending orders because a news event can just come and flash price down. So in my experience, when the first daily live SAR is created, the candle that creates that live SAR is not the candle that closes in most cases. Of course, right? It also depends on news. So what I mean is that the probability of whatever daily candle that's going to reach here closing below this SAR is a bit low. Well, not low. I would say maybe 40-60. So 40% probability it's now going to close below. 60% it might. So you have to play around with those options. But this is such a huge stop loss such that for a daily candle to go straight for your stop loss, like a 150 pip stop loss, that's a 15 $15 move in one day, that's unless there's heavy news or something that's going on in the market, it might not happen. So for example, here, let me give you guys an example. So let's assume we were trading here. So let's do this replay actually, let's use these two examples so that I can give you guys both a loss and a possible win or break even. See, I don't know why it does this. It's such a huge indicator. It just come on. Okay, so I have the bar replay mode. So the idea here was that this SAR was actually created by this previous daily candle. And actually, I don't have to, let me use this one. It's gonna be quicker. This is the bias. So the bias indicator is just a lighter version of the SAR indicator, of the scanner indicator. So here, you would have put, and this one would have been wide. So the entry down would have been here. So you'd have put a pending order here, but your stop loss would have been, of course, below this entry up right here. And this is such a huge move. This is too big. I don't even know how. You'd have to be like swing trading for the whole year, because this is like $100 difference. So for you to have a 1:2, it's like a 1,000 pip stop loss and 2,000 pip TP. So if you had a pending order, you'd set a pending buy right there. And then you see for this one, okay, so then here you'd get another SAR. So for this other SAR, if you're doing sales, now this is where it gets tricky. If you're doing sales, because again, remember, it's stop and reverse. So you're doing ideally the opposite. So here you'd have stacked up on another. Here you'd have stacked up on, let me think this through, entry up, entry down. This is hard to backtest. Here because you're bullish, you'd have done that. Okay, so that would definitely have been a buy. This SAR is a buy, so this one would have been a sell, but you don't have another relative sell to put it up against. So maybe you can put it against the previous sell SAR that's above it, so probably above here. So if you had a pending stop, so this one would have gotten stopped out. That one would have gotten stopped out. The sell would have gotten stopped out. The buy would have gotten taken out at break even. Now, currently, with what we have right now, with the same thought process, is that here, since this is a sell, you'd be looking to do a buy here. But you need to be careful. I don't advocate for pending orders, because the market sometimes just blows through those, and you never know, like some news event can come up. But here, of course, you do your stop loss below the entry up, and then whatever that is. So you can do that. So that's how you can use that scanner, the entry up and entry down. I probably did not explain it as well as I should have. It's a little confusing, but just go ahead and backtest that, the entry up and entry downs. You don't have to use them. Personally, I don't care for them and I don't use them. The other option that's in the table is show close table. So if you do show close table, you'll see there'll be another column that will be between entry up and entry down. So that just shows the current price. So let's see if it loads. Yeah, so price. So it will just show you where the price currently is. So right now gold is around 20. What is this on the daily time frame? Gold is around 2021.2. So price is just the current price. So I don't think there's a use case for this column, because you can already see what the most recent price is. Full symbol name, to be honest, I don't know what that is. I think my coder just put that in the final version, so I'm not sure what that is. Let's see. Oh, so if you do the full symbol name, you see what broker the symbol is from. So you can see OddCAD is picking from capital.com. The others two are picking from capital.com. Some are picking from Oanda. Looks like my programmer likes capital.com. I know I told him to switch to Oanda, but it's fine. They should, in some instances, they should pull the same thing. But for me, I'll always use Oanda. Yeah, but let me know if there's any questions on this indicator. I have to step away. So for gold, if you took this trade, you should already be at break even. So for me, who's waiting for a retracement, there's nothing for me to wait for, because anybody who's in this trade is already at break even. So I'm out of gold, or I'm not even in gold. Now, what's the other setup that gold is doing? So the rejection candle is also the test candle in this new setup. So we already know if you're in this trade, if you took the trade, you are at break even. So the trade was based off of test and rejection. Was based off of test and rejection. Now, the rejection candle is now the test candle in this new setup. So there's actually another setup that's loading, another test and rejection setup. So even though I haven't traded yet, I can possibly catch a new setup after this 15-minute candle closure in 2 minutes. Right. So hopefully, if you took the trade, I hope it goes into full TP for you. If you didn't take the trade like me, it just happened to, I would have actually taken it because the distance wasn't that much. But anyway, I have like 1 more minute. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to. EU also has a test and rejection cell right here. I might take the EU one as well. So I'll probably take the gold and EU cells. So this is a test and rejection sell on EU on the 15-minute time frame. So that one I'll definitely take. But I don't think I'll be on the live session because I have to hop into another meeting. Test and rejection sell. So this will be a nice one. Wait for EU to retrace into this zone. Because for me, I'm using a 15 pip stop loss. So I do not really want to sacrifice it too much. So what I would want to see with EU is for price to come here. And then if price gets here, I look for an entry on the 1 minute time frame and write price down. So that's EU. All right. Yeah. If you guys have a question, now is the time to ask. All right. All right. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. So just be on the lookout. If you're at break even, you're about to get taken out of break even. Hopefully not, but we'll see. But I'll be taking the EU. I'm expecting EU to come and do this, and I'll be taking gold as well. Those will be my 2 trades for the day. I don't think I'll get a US30 trade. So I'll be taking EU sell, and I'll be looking to enter this other gold buy that's setting up. Other than that, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. If you do, I really have to go. If you do have any questions, post them in the Discord and I'll get back to you there. All right. See you guys.